Hey guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. Well, I just finished with the Moondog Ogden Nash Pash Rash that I wasn't a massive fan of, and I'm going in for the one that I really wanted to try tonight. And let's just show you what it says here at the top. Contains love. Who's love? That's the question. Anyway, it's Saltwater Stout Porter by Loophole Brewing Company. It's 8% ABV. Grey can seems a little bland. I think it works with it. Like, to be honest, I think it really works. Like, the bland can works with it. Grey can seems a little bland. That's because we put all the colour and love into the beer. So that's the can. And I to be honest, like, it's simplistic. Yeah, I actually quite like it. I like the grey banner, the dark brown smaller banner, then obviously the white writing, but I'm not too sure if you can see it on here. The writing's got like a black shadow that pops out. Obviously you've got the little, their logo there looks pretty cool. So you've obviously got the loophole with the writing on a little bit of a curl. I actually quite like it. It's like, to be honest, it's not really that bland. You've done a pretty good job with the packaging. So I'm going to get this into a glass. I think it's in a 330. I'll just double check that that's the 375. Didn't check anything else. Got this one at Cork the Liquor a little while ago. It's been sitting in my fridge for a good while. And I'll pour that into a glass and we'll see what we have. Ooh, fucking thick. Really thick. And did you just see that? Did you just see that, or was that just me? Did a little puff of smoke just come out of that? Oh, I need to watch this back, because literally, as I was pouring, this little of smoke came out. No joke. It was a weird pour. Like, it looks like on the pour it looked like muddied water. No head to speak of. It went pretty quickly. It's very interesting because it looks, I don't know, like, if that like, I don't know how they made it, but as you can see, not that the light's hitting it, like, if I do that, yeah, it's the light. So the light's making it look like it's like different colours of brown. As soon as I put the hand over, it's one colour of brown. So I'll have a bit of a sniff. Still looks like muddied water. Not getting really much on the aroma, if I'm honest. There's a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coffee. There's nothing that's really like sort of punching out at me. But sometimes that's misleading. Sometimes when that happens, when I can't smell stuff like exactly like breaking things apart, sometimes on this channel, then the taste is just like bang, right out there. There's a bit of nuttiness that I just smelt then, but like they're all like all of those aromas are just dialed down. Anyway, I'm going to get this into my pelican-like mouth, and I'm very interested to see how this one is. Cheers. Sorry, that just absolutely threw me. That tasted like it looks. Strange. Not a bad strain, just I need to work out what the hell's going on. It's kind of like a brown ale. If I'm honest, it's kind of like my brother's homebrew that I reviewed. There's obviously less carbonation, like his was going absolutely crazy. If you haven't seen that, go have a look. Simon's brown ale review. So there's a bit of nuttiness. There's a bit of sweetness to that nuttiness. Like, it's not massively sweet, but it's there. It's a little bit salty as well. Yeah, it's a little bit salty. I actually like this. It took a while for me to work out what was going on. It's pretty easy drinking. And this is the thing. The one I had before, the Pash Rash, 8.2. This is 8%, and this drinks really like... If this was a hot day and you wanted a stout or a porter and it was a hot day, bang, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one you'd go for. If you felt like a vibe of a darker beer on a hot day, this would be it. I wouldn't say this is necessarily a drink that you could probably enjoy on a colder evening. It is a colder evening, but in terms of someone that's just a general drinker that doesn't do reviews, that can't like really pick apart or doesn't really want to pick apart that, this isn't really like a cold evening. But this is the thing, I did pull it out of the fridge like maybe 2 minutes before I did the review. And I think with stouts and porters, if you get the chill off the can, some of those flavours can come to the surface. But let's read off the back. Drink it in, big, dark and spicy. Remember how I said sweet? How I said it's sweet? That's spicy actually. And the spiciness comes in 2 moments. It comes in as soon as you take a sip. Like right there as it sits on the tongue. And then it's sort of like in the mid to back palate. And it's not like a massive spice, but it's there. So it's not a sweetness at all. Banana and dark chocolate tones. Maybe when I said the sweetness, that's maybe the banana. Now I can actually smell it on the aroma, funnily enough. Yep. Oh, yep. On the back palate there, that banana comes through. It's interesting. Sometimes when you start to like read the back and you're not going in blind, and you can actually like, it then like separates some of the stuff that's going on. If you don't know what's going on and you just drink it blindly, sometimes it's very hard to pick apart what's going on, especially when like all of the, say for instance, like an IPA, like a West Coast style IPA, is sometimes that's very hard to pick apart. But like an East Coast style IPA, where like all the flavors are sort of like, you take a sip and you can go, yep, that's that, that's that. With this particular beer, it's almost got the same element like a West Coast style IPA in terms of like all the flavors are sort of molded together and like pushed down, if that makes sense. Like they're all sort of like they're not separated, and so when you're taking a sip, like it's very hard to sort of like pick out what's going on because it's almost like amalgamated into one flavor, if that makes sense, like one taste. But as you read this and then you take a sip, you can actually sort of like pick it apart a little bit because you know what you're looking for. So banana, dark chocolate tones that add texture and grip. Good to go or bury in your cellar for another hard time ahead. Well, we're going into lockdown, so Loophole Brewing Company, maybe you need to get me some more beers for lockdown. So I'll read off the back, continuing. They've got a website, loopholebrewing.com.au. Big old bloody barcode there. Beep. Loophole Brewing Company, finding loopholes, it's in our nature. The quicker the job is done, the quicker you can sit down for a beer and give yourself a well-deserved pat on the back. And that's just what we're about here at Loophole Brewing Company. Escaping everyday life is just for a moment to enjoy great tasting beer. A little mark on that. I don't think that's part of it. There's like a little blue tinge there. Don't think that's part of the can. I think that's rubbed off on something. Certified independent, 2.4 standard drinks. Drink responsibly. Drinkwise.org.au. Recycle. Loophole Brewing Company, 459 Limestone Coast Road, Robe, South Australia. This is all coming from South Australia, just like the bloody virus. And it contains love. Well, you know what? It does. If you make a great tasting beer that then it's hard to pick apart and you're sitting there like wondering, you've done a good job. You've done a good job. As you can see, like, there's no head to speak of. It actually is a pretty... It's interesting because it's thin, but as it says on the back here, banana, dark chocolate tones that add texture and grip. There's almost like a slight grittiness. Like it's not overly, like it's not like crunchy or anything, but like sort of like a grainy grittiness. And as it's been sitting there for a while and the temperature of the drink has gone down, a lot more of the banana and chocolate elements are coming to the surface. So I probably should have pulled this out a lot earlier than what I did. So that's my bad. That's not Loophole's bad. You know what's amazing though? This is 8%. Drinkability. I'd have no problems with buying a slab of these. Like it's not going to be a 10 or a 9, but in terms of like a stock standard, like if I was going like camping and like I had some certain style beers during the day and I wanted to mix it up of an evening where like the nights get a little bit cooler, but it's still like a decent temperature where you're not like freezing, but you got like the campfire roaring. Bang, this is it. This is the ticket. This is the ticket. You just... And what's scary is it's 8%. And I'd have no problem with probably drinking 6 of these tonight if I had 6 of these. I'd probably have no problem drinking 8 of these if I had 8 of these. I'd probably have no problem drinking 10 of these over a period of time. Obviously not like smashing one by one, but like just sitting there as I am now. I've had probably 14 minutes or nearly 15 minutes of drinking this. Absolutely fantastic job, Loophole. I'm not too sure what other beers you have in your range, but I didn't know what to expect. I really did not know what to expect with this. I just did not. From the pour, it looked weird. From the initial first sip, I was like, "What's going on here?" I'm like, "This could be back-to-back bad reviews," but no. This is almost so. If Simon, you're watching this, understand that your brown ale could get to this. If you start delving into more brewing techniques and things that you can add to your brew and that sort of stuff, his was very stock standard. Like, you probably take away some of the banana element to it and the spiciness out of it, and that's probably Simon's homebrew right there. That's pretty much it, with extreme carbonation, whereas this didn't really have any. So what am I going to give it? I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm not too sure if I've ever given an 8.5 on this channel. I don't think I've done that. 8.5. Don't think I have. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get going, and I'm glad I did that second one. I really am glad I did that second one. Going to bed an average review, in my opinion, wouldn't have been a good way to end the evening. So that's it from me, and I will catch you on the next. Cheers, guys.